morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, and welcome to another video diving trader. My name is Daniel, and today, guys, we're doing an update on Alpine 4 Holdings, ticker symbol ALPP. This is a company that I haven't done a review on in a while, and I'll be very honest with you, to my subscribers, this is a company that I still have. It's not shame. People say, well, what a loss you've made on this. It's true. Since the time I've invested, there has been a real big downtrend, not only in Alpine 4 Holdings, but on a lot of penny stocks, growth stocks. They've been hit hard, and we've been going through this probably for the last 10, 11 months. So it's quite hard to see because it's quite slow and agonizing, but we have to look at this in the long term. As a long-term holder, I still believe that this company can make what it makes for the future. We just have to be patient and get there. If you're a short-term holder and you want to make quick money, then you probably would have made quick money when they announced back in October that they were officially on the NASDAQ, and then obviously prices boomed up, and then there was a sell-off. So people made profits there, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this for the long term. If we look at the news, look at the price, sorry, we're at $1.54, which is absolutely a bargain at the prices they are, if you do believe in the company, that is. We're down on the day 3%, another 3%. So we'll look at the technical analysis at the end of the video. But in terms of technical analysis, we have some bad news, but at the same time we have a bit of good news, actually, if we start to have a look at the RSI. Okay, so we'll have a look at the end of the video. In terms of news over the last few weeks, few months, we have seen acquiring more companies, such as the RCA Commercial Electronics, also the lithium graphene battery manufacturing industry. So they've been acquiring more companies, making the company more solid, okay, creating more revenue. And that revenue has been increasing 90-100% year over year. Company is not profitable. Yes, that's correct, not profitable, but these are the sort of risks you take in these sort of companies, knowing that you know that in the future there you will have some good returns. It still remains a risk to be investing in this company. I haven't sold, so I still believe in this company, and we have to be a bit patient. It's a little bit of patience. So it's difficult when you're doing videos and all of a sudden prices drop, and this is part of how it works. If it just happened to this company and didn't happen to the rest of the market, then it would be a bit concerning. But we know this is a trend in the market, and I think, and I know that we will see in the next few months, we will see a return on the upside. Now let's have a look at the recent news. So I'm pleased to announce this is a letter from the CEO, Kent Wilson. I'm pleased to announce that our annual shareholder meeting is scheduled for the 25th of March. Okay, the company will be issuing its proxy statement in the coming days, and we look forward to having to join us this year's meeting. Okay, so he's gone on to talk about that, and then we have we as a company have so many things to share with shareholders for 2022 and beyond. Well, I'd love to share these with you now. I'm going to say them from my 2022 CEO letter, which will come out the first week of February. So on the first week of February, let's keep our eyes peeled for that letter. So whether the market reacts to that, or whether there's good news or bad news, we'll see, because the market doesn't really react to any good earnings at the moment or any good news. So we'll see. We still have another month or 3 weeks to get there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Now, in terms of 2021, he went on to mention the accomplishments are clearly visible as we're enthusiastic about the company's future as we have ever been. While each share has their own risk appetite, I would remiss if I didn't offer the following. The company is now projecting revenue in excess of $100 million for 2022 without any additional acquisitions. In addition, we are making advancements on many, ranging from high-tech graphene enhanced lithium batteries to advancements in commercial UAVs with Value's G1 and the ongoing developments of the US-2. So that's their drones, which we are eager to share you at the appropriate time. Now, it's quite, the thing is, this comment here, if you go back to 2019, he did also mention the same thing. So while it's good that he's communicating with his shareholders, it creates a little bit of insecurity, because he also said that this would happen. It would have happened like 3 years ago, and they didn't have 100 million. They are it's true the COVID came along, it did affect things, but we're starting to see an increase in revenue, which is the main thing. Okay, so it's been patient, guys. It's really been patient. You can check all his latest documents or latest communications through Twitter. So if you're not signed up to Twitter, then you can actually go in and have a look, even if you're not registered. Okay, and we can go back and we can see a lot of other news on Twitter. So yeah, so that's a little bit about the latest news. Now let's go in and start to talk about what we really want to look at, which is price action. Now, price action here is, to be honest, is looking negative to a certain point and positive. Now the negatives, if we start to look at the support and the resistance lines, so here we have our support lines and we have our resistance line, which is quite solid. We've actually dropped below that resistance line. Not to say that we have fallen a lot below it. We have fallen slightly below it, which is a little bit concerning, right? Because we do not have a new support level that can justify a good movement. So if you were to draw one, and if it would be a very, very weak support line, it would be around about this line here. Okay, so this line here is probably at the moment where it is at, which is $1.50. If it dropped below $1.50, then we could go right back down to the dollar mark. Okay, which is could happen. But having said that, if we start to look at the moving averages, we're actually moving. We're below the moving averages. Okay, so on all aspects, so we are really below the 10, the 50, and the 100 and the 200 moving average, which is a good sign. And at the same time, we have the RSI indicator down below, which would indicate that it's extremely oversold. So that is a good indicator, which would normally say that it's a good time to buy. Okay, so we have oversold. It's generally a good time to buy. So this here is very good, and this simple moving averages, we're moving below them. So I would personally say this is a good time to buy if I was a new investor. If it did drop, then obviously you probably want a dollar cost average in. But these prices, to be honest with you, whether you believe it or not, this is a great price. So that's a little bit about the analysis. I still believe in this company for the long term, as I mentioned. What would it take to change my mind? Well, revenue. I would still have to look at what they're acquiring, what the revenue is, based on these sort of companies that are slowly growing. We still need to keep an eye on what the revenue is. So if we have decreasing revenue or we have increasing debt, that's normally triggers a sign when we have to start reconsidering the company. So at the moment, I'm not concerned about the sheet, the financials. Okay, so this is something that we need to take into consideration, because it does not say that we cannot sell this anytime. We could at some time sell it if something starts to concern us, but the price action on its own is not a concern for me, because this is what, like I said, this is what's happening on the in the market in general. So bear in mind, about 70% of the bear the sales at the moment are on algorithms. Okay, so the 70% algorithm, 30% are actually on actual actions themselves. Okay, so these are sort of things to be considering if you're in the stock market. It's not about the timing, it's about the time in the market, and this is a pure example of this. Okay, so I'm sure that in about 3 years time we'll be having different conversations, different video on this, and we'll be talking about much higher numbers, and I hope that will be the case. So guys, are you still holding Alpine? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and if you like this video, hit that like button. If you'd like to hear any more updates about Alpine or any other of my stocks that have my portfolio, just give me some comments on the down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.